We'll go to Kirk Jackson. Kirk, please unmute yourself and you can ask your questions.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you to all the fighters and trainers. We definitely appreciate your time and your perspective. My question is more so geared towards the fighters. Sean and Kel, I'm sure you both studied immensely for your fights with Spence and Crawford, respectively. Was there anything that caught you by surprise with either fighter, like whether it was like the speed, the strength, the angles, or the punch variety that you saw from both fighters?
I'll go ahead and go first. And I'm definitely gonna paint this picture the correct way. When I fought Errol, going into that fight, I said I need everything to beat this guy. I can't leave anything at the gym. I can't leave anything at home. I had to take everything, and in order to beat this guy. And I think about 5 rounds went by, and just a simple move, a pullback counter, and I counter punched his jab with my jab, and he shook his head and he said something, and I said, "Oh, I got you." And what I realized in that moment was he's not as smart, not as intellectually sound as I thought he was going to be, and that seemed to kind of carry through the entire fight. I felt like I was a step ahead of Errol the entire fight, all the way up until that knockdown moment. And that was surprising to me. I thought that Errol was going to be more intelligent in the ring, and I thought that simple pullback counter move. It's one thing to get hit with it, like things happen. But for him to acknowledge it and show how frustrated he was in that moment, and then I started to see other moments of frustration as well. When we talked about this fight years ago, I said, well, Terence the smarter fighter, he's going to win this fight. But I think that ever since this accident that Errol has sustained, and I think that having to come back from that and having to just grow up and get rid of a lot of things in his life, I think that he's a smarter fighter now than he was when we fought in 2019. And I don't think that there's going to be any surprises for either guy in the ring. There weren't any surprises for me when I fought Terence. Everything that came to me was everything that I thought was coming and expected the whole 9. And I think that one little stain, for the sake of words, that Errol had back in the day, 2019, when we fought, I believe that stain is gone too. So I don't think either guy is going to be surprised at all.
I have to second that as well. When I got in with Terence Crawford, I didn't expect him to be as. I knew we were going to be sharp, but I think just the way that he could switch in a fight so naturally, against obviously a world-class fighter, and be so relaxed, orthodox and southpaw, and just the angles what he was chucking his shots, are surprising. Very sharp puncher. He's not the. I don't want to say he's the like Errol Spence's more grinding, more thumping kind of power. It is more sharp and snapping. Terence's, and surprising. That's what I take from them two. And he does get frustrated, Errol Spence. He does get frustrated, in the fight what we had. We're catching him with shots, he gets frustrated, he shows it, but like I say, we're talking about two A-star fighters, and it's like I say, it's going to come down to many things in this fight, and they're going to have to bring absolutely every part of their game to get the victory.
All right, thank you for that, Cal and Sean. Thank you for the question, Kirk. Our next question is going to come from Chris Murray with